I mean, really, this place is destroyed. It's done. I think that's the most... That's probably the saddest part about all of this. Hello, everyone. Ranks is here. And welcome back to Outer Wilds. Okay, it was almost like the probe didn't fire, but it did. It just fired through Giant's Deep? It almost looks like it's still intact, but we know all these things to be false. So what do we know? Well, we learned a lot in the last episode, and I've reviewed a handful of things. I have a pretty good idea what's going on. We have yet to look at the Black Hole Forge, which I want to do in this episode. But the problem is, in fact, what we've learned in the Ash Twin project, right? And it's pretty disheartening as I've gone back. I've had a few misspeculations as have been pointed out in the comments, and that's not necessarily that I wasn't listening to the game. I would argue that you know, hindsight is 2020, and it's fairly easy to know exactly what's real and what's not misinformation when you know what's going on. So there's tons of misinformation going on, and then when there's a reveal, you don't yet know if there's still misinformation. Woohoo! Look out! So what I will say is that I have pretty much come to a stable conclusion about what is actually going on here. And I think I know what we're supposed to do. I have to imagine, again, I'm not sure about a lot of things, but I have to imagine that there is a significant amount of endings to this game, or at least a handful of endings. Because I'm pretty sure, based on what I saw in the last episode, that if I would have taken out the core and shut down the Ash Twin project prior to the sun going supernova, then my memories would not have been beamed back 22 minutes into the past, and I would not have been able to change my actions. And as far as I could tell, that's the end of the game. Now, I don't think there's really a way to get to this until we can teleport to it from the Ash Twin project. But we have yet to see the Black Hole Forge, so that is something on our list. So I already pretty much figure that at least one ending for this game is just pulling out the core, right? Just shut down the Ash Twin project. If everything we've read is 100% accurate, and the readings in the ships, or in the vessel that we found in Dark Bramble, are actually readings from other Nomai elsewhere in the universe, then this galaxy is dying. This galaxy is dead. And what I thought was the interloper contributing to that in some fashion, well, it's decidedly not. Right? So the interloper pretty much killed all the Nomai when it ruptured ghost matter everywhere. And so I guess what I understood to be a bit of a leak, in fact, killed all life in the solar system, well, except for us. And I guess that's part of why I wasn't sure if the core had fully ruptured. It looked like it had ruptured when I took a gander at it, but then if it did, how are we still alive, right? So that's my question. And I have a couple of theories as to how we survived if the interloper literally ruptured and killed off everything in the solar system with ghost matter. One theory is that it didn't get below the surface. We know that we existed under the core of Timberhearth, but I feel like as much as ghost matter got underground in other systems, that's just simply not the case. It would have emanated out in a shockwave, but yet we know that if there were any other areas, they would have also received a significant amount. But then I thought about this, right? Look at this. It was almost as if the Addle Rock No, but these are from Dark Bramble, are they not? You know what? Let's do just a little bit of research here. I know we were here once upon a time, but I'd like to actually do a bit more research. Again, just to see it again. Right. Property of Chert. It's an old crater. The composition of the samples I took from the impact site matched the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. Posit the Addle Rock was hit by a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. To follow up on, maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble destroyed on the other astral bodies in the solar system. Okay, well then there goes that theory. I kind of thought this was going to be like ice from the interloper, potentially. But it came from Dark Bramble. We're still not 100% what happened with Dark Bramble. Could Dark Bramble have been ruptured open because of when the interloper detonated, but then the interloper is still intact? It somehow sprayed ghost matter everywhere and then kept itself intact. Definitely some questions there that are unanswered. I don't know if they're for us to answer necessarily. What I do know is that what I believe the game is pointing me to do is to go to the Ash Twin Project, pull the core out of the Ash Twin Project, effectively shutting it down, then take the core to the vessel and use the coordinates from the probe to travel to the Eye of the Universe. I have a few issues with all of this. If this galaxy really is dying, if all the stars in this galaxy are going supernova simply because they're old, and it's this galaxy's time to die, do we really want to keep sending our memories back into the past? I mean, Everyone else is just living out their lives, unaware of what's going to happen. Just Gabbro and myself. So that means that the probe to the eye of the universe only fired. It only fired because the sun went supernova due to natural causes. So because they had already bound the system to activate in the event of a failure, and the power was cranked up on the probe, they couldn't make the sun go supernova on their own time. So instead, the sun went supernova of natural causes, which caused the information to be sent back to the probe 22 minutes in the past to fire, which then fired the probe millions of times. 9 million, to be fair. $9 million times. And once the probe... Oof. What if we hit this thing? If we hit it, is it gonna get us? Do we just drift through them? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, how terrifying. Okay, we're just gonna drift through nice and slow. In any event, oof, my heart is pounding a little bit. Oh no! Okay, so they are faster. They are faster than us, and I did not wait long enough to go. For people that were wondering that. Oof, that terrified me. So we needed to drift a bit longer before I gave any gas to the thruster. So you just kind of have to drift under your own impulse and then go with it. Gosh, that was so unnerving. So after the probe launched millions of times, and then it found the eye, it activated the statues that bound to myself and Gabbro in the last 22 minutes. What I'm not sure of is what we can do about everything. I mean, if... You know what? You know what? What my problem is that if the galaxy is still going to die, there's no way to stop the star from exploding. Then I'm like, what is the point? Why would we continue? Hornfells. Ugh, no. No dialogue options for Hornfells. Because there's an unactivated statue in the Ash Twin project. But it's not like anybody wants to come with me. Who would come with me? But why would there be an unactivated statue in the Ash Twin project? So if I take out... I mean, really, this place is destroyed. It's done. I think that's the most... That's probably the saddest part about all of this, is everything here is done. All we're doing is learning about the demise. What? I'm not allowed to see my brittle hollow marker? What's going on? All we're doing is learning about the last 22 minutes of our solar system and the rest of our galaxy. The rest of the Nomai have already departed. They've already left. They've gone to another galaxy that has a longer lifespan. Everything is just old and done, and so what are we doing? Part of me feels like we should pull the core out of the warp, the warp core, out of the Ash Twin project, and just let the end take us. Because what's the alternative? We try to put it into... I mean, only Gabbro and myself, only our memories are going back in time. Everyone else is just dead. They've already been dead. They've died, 9 million times effectively. But not. They've only... Oh, it's so twisted, because they've only died once, right? They really haven't experienced all this over and over again. I'm at a point where I think even if we did what I believe they want us to do, we took the core out of the Ash Twin project and put it in the vessel and punched in the coordinates and went to the eye of the universe. For what purpose? Everyone we've ever known will be dead. I mean, but you can't stop. If the star's gonna go nova, there's no hope. The best you could do would be to try to what? Try to get people to visit a statue, get their memories in the loop, organize a mass evacuation. Yeah, right. In 22 minutes? And it takes the supernova, it takes the energy of the supernova just to get that 22-minute time reset. It's not like you could squeeze another, not even a few minutes out of it. So, according to everything we've read, that's what I believe the direction the game is pulling us into, is to open up the Ash Twin project as soon as possible, as soon as you're able to take the teleporter. Go inside, pull out the warp core, and then truck into Dark Bramble, get to the vessel, right? So you get to the vessel, and then what? Put it in, warp to the eye of the universe, and just let everybody die? I mean, they're dead already, right? They've died already. So you're just resigning to that. You're just letting them go. I mean, it makes sense. We'd learn about the eye of the universe. But again, part of me is like, for what purpose? For what ultimate end goal? Is it something that we would... Oof. For what ultimate end goal? We'd learn about the eye of the universe. I don't... It fills me with despair to think about our very limited lack of options. The thing is, I just got eaten by an... I just got ate by an anglerfish. Just the last iteration. If I had the Ash Twin core in my hand, then what? Then that's it? My memories aren't getting beamed back in time. So then... that's got to be the end of it, then. One would think. Alright, let's try to find where this thing is. Nope, it's not there. Let's try to see if it's here. I know that it's away from... it's away from lights. It's not near any lights. Is it even going to be possible to find without first going the other direction? Is that it? Is that tangled mass of... wait, no, that's it right there. Isn't it? No, that's not it, is it? It goes through another one. Through another one. Right? It's still going. This isn't gonna work. It just keeps going over and over and over. That's not where we want to be. We need to figure out where this other twisted mass of... because the one we want to go to isn't... it doesn't have a light associated with it. And that one's a fish. It might just be that it's too impossible to find without first sending a scout through it. Yeah, it might be here, maybe? That's another fish. What is actually down there? See, we've explored so little. I still think there are secrets here in Dark Bramble. Unfortunately, most of our time is going to be spent doing this. It actually would have been faster to... It would have been faster to just identify this area by going to the wreck first. Go to the emergency beacon 3, escape pod 3 first, and then fire the scout and then follow the scout, because otherwise I thought I would be able to find it. I thought I would. But again, I was wrong. And this is why we're doing it this way first. What is going on with Dark Bramble, though? Never really had this place explained to us. It could be right behind us and we wouldn't even... Yeah. This isn't gonna work. So we have to go to the beacon first, right? Wait, is that it? Hold on. No, then we get duplicate signal soup. Okay, well those three are near the entrance. So here's what we'll do. We'll go through this, right? We'll go through this, and then we'll go right back out. Yep. Exit, okay. And now we'll go to escape pod 3. I think we still have time in this loop for what I'm trying to accomplish. Alright, so we just head to this one. It's fairly simple. This will give us a chance to perhaps again review some of the lore at the Nomai. I don't think I realized quite what I was reading. It was very off-putting. It kind of seems like the rest of the Nomai are fine, and the ship was just been sitting there receiving transmissions the whole time. Although it seems odd to believe that they had those few transmissions over 250,000 years, because it wasn't really that many. But I suppose there has to be a limit at some point, right? Alright. Let's go in this direction. I know there's orange here, so we can kind of shortcut to it. I guess that's why they do it that way. Oof, careful. Yeah, you can't hit stuff, or else you have to use your thrusters to reconnect. Or to, like, redirect, I mean. Not reconnect, redirect. Okay, so let me go this way. What a terrifying place to get stranded in. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. How disrespectful. There it is. Alright, let's go. Judging by the fact that the bramble actually killed the anglerfish by feldspar, I kind of think the anglerfish lived beneath the ice on this planet for a long, long time before whatever brought the brambles. All right, here's where we do our thing. We're just gonna drift through. Yep. We're gonna go through. We're gonna drift in a straight line until we're well and past everybody. Nice and easy. The slightest use of the engine in the ship seems to attract them. So we're just gonna float. So it's over to the left. The orientation of the white dots seems different than last time, though. Oh, unable to pinpoint location. I want to look at the map, though. I want to see where the interloper is in relation to its course into the sun. I don't think we have a lot of time. Let's just continue like this. Let's just wait, get farther away. Give it 1 bar. 1 bar of thrust. I think that is an anglerfish, right? So we're going to stop with the thrust. Those eggs are so, like, terrifying to behold. It's curious that the anglerfish exists in this new dark bramble compared to what it used to be. That definitely implies they are extremophiles. Okay, we're gonna have to go up ever so slightly. Okay, I think we did it. So we got through with our ship, which is the first thing I wanted to do, is to verify that we could do that. I felt like it was a possibility, but lo and behold, we've 100% done it. Okay, the sad part is we're out of time. Like 100% completely out of time. But how much time do we need? I mean, we know for a fact that there's pretty much no way to be able to pull out the core of the Ash Twin project before the Ash Twin is actually open, right? Because there's a certain point at which its teleporter towers become open, and a certain point at which they're not, and so you're almost halfway through the cycle before you're able to do that. And that sound unfortunately means we took too long. Okay, so we wasted a good bit of time in the beginning. That we can be sure of. We took too much time in the beginning because we weren't aware of where the location... What is that? That's the Whitehole Station? We weren't aware of the location of the vessel. Okay. All right. My thing is... if you're just supposed to... if you're just supposed to grab the core out of the Ash Twin project and then carry it to the vessel and warp to the Eye of the Universe, then what do I do with the first half of the loop? That doesn't make sense to me. That seems like... you know how when you're doing something and you're given a task and the task seems so obvious that you're like, wait, there's got to be more to it than that. And I haven't been to the Black Hole Forge yet. I keep lowering it. But what I want to do is I want to take the broken warp core from the vessel and take it to the Black Hole Forge here on Brittle Hollow, because that was one of the possible options they had for creating a new one. Now, I don't know if the Black Hole Forge is going to be some automated process that I can just drop it into and magically get what I need out of it. But I know that as long as I don't take the core out of the Ash Twin project, then I'll have multiple attempts to figure it out. Because once I take that core out of the Ash Twin project and then I mess up and I don't get back in time, I feel like that's our ending. And I'm not ready to just... oof. I'm not ready to just give into it like that. I'm well aware that it's a possible ending that we might have to deal with. Okay, just making sure it worked. That we just pull out the core and let it all perish. I just don't know if I'm ready to resign to that yet. That seems like a very sad sort of despair ending. But then sacrificing everybody and leaving them behind and destroying the time loop just to see the Eye of the Universe, that feels a little selfish. Like, sure, we get answers, but then, you know, who else does? With the time loop destroyed, it's not like we're going to be able to see the Eye of the Universe and then travel back and put the core back into Ash Twin to repeat it, right? So unless we find a solution that leaves the core intact in the Ash Twin project, we won't be able to do anything with that knowledge. We'll be subsequently destroyed anyways, because the death of the entire galaxy is happening, not just this one solar system. I think it makes sense. I think it does. We're going to keep trying until we get it right. And I feel like now that we know we can't cut corners, at least on our first trip, and we cannot go straight to... the vessel, we have to stop and find Escape Pod 3 first. Then we're just going to do that right away, save our time, get there, and hopefully have enough time to do both, though, because then we're going to have to take the warp core back to the Black Hole Forge, hope the forging process is quick, and then return to Dark Bramble and put it in the vessel as fast as possible. I don't know if that's even an option. Seems like we just need to be relatively quick with our procedure here. That's all. We just need to be relatively quick. We need to not mess around. So we can't be fast in the second half. So, oof. No. That's okay. That's okay. Redirect. We cannot be quick in the second half. So, we have to be fast now. Without destroying our ship. Let's not destroy our ship. That's always a prerequisite to success, regardless of what you're trying to do, is not to destroy the vehicle you're traveling in. Let's prepare to launch the Scout. Okay. Alright, duplicate signal received. Alright, let's prepare to drift. Now's the time where we drift. Yep. Nice and easy, just drift. See, the Scout is not oriented to the left this time. It is oriented down. I don't think that's a function of things being random in Dark Bramble space. I think it's a function of your orientation being random as you come through one of the twisted portals, really. So I'm not sure how far away we have to get before we can start redirecting towards the Scout. But I know based on sound, they need to get quieter than that. I know the eggs have to be a little bit in view. Let's put this away. There's no need to accidentally recall the Scout. I can still hear them. I'd like them to get a little quieter. That's pretty quiet. Alright, let's go one little bar of power. Okay. Maybe one little bar this way. One little bar down. Okay. Ooh, careful. I feel like hitting something would make about as much noise... hitting something with our ship would make about as much noise as too much thruster power. Okay, that's it. Let's go. But it's like, how in the world did the vessel, like, how in the heck? It just doesn't even make sense. How did the vessel end up this far into this? But especially if it was following the Eye of the Universe signal. No, stop. I did not mean to do that. Oh gosh, that's horribly disrespectful, and I'm sorry. Stop. Give me that. Okay. I think, like so many other things in this game, the core in the Ash Twin project is a red herring. Now, it would make sense from a challenge standpoint that they will want you to have to basically put it all on the line and run the risk of not getting any memories sent back in time to you as you attempt to meet the eye of the universe. But I reject those terms. I want to take this busted warp core to the Black Hole Forge and see what we can do with that. And then if that fails, if it fails, then I think it will be fairly obvious what we have to do at that point in time. Okay, no, I'm not going, obviously, not going back to Dark Bramble. Come on. Brittle Hollow's got to be behind the sun right now. So we'll just cut over. There it is. There it is. Alright, we're far away. It's a large journey. No, stop. Stop. We have to get to Ash Twin. We have to get to Ash Twin because... No, stop, stop, stop. We did well this time. Stop it. Because Ash Twin is what's going to take us to the Black Hole Forge, right? Because we cannot get there. We cannot get there from Brittle Hollow. Oh, I almost made that mistake. Okay, and it looks like there's still lots and lots and lots of time. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. Okay. The brittle hollow. The brittle hollow portal is about ready, and we need to get inside so we don't get pulled up. And we're just going to hold on to this. Wait, we could go to the high energy lab? If we went to the high energy lab, they have all those black holes and white holes. It's possible that's the first trip we needed to make. Oh, see, now I'm thinking, but that puts us even more time behind on the loop. Another stop is going to make it way more challenging. Let's go to the Black Hole Forge with this in our hand and just see. Alright, here we go. Alright, step off. Right, there it is. Okay. Regardless of whether or not this works, we're going to learn about the Black Hole Forge at the same time in this iteration. Near the boarding area while the Black Hole Forge is in operation. Okay. Another eyes closed statue. Another one. Where am I taking this first black hole core, and where am I taking the remaining cores once they're ready? All of the warp towers are being constructed on Ash Twin, so the black hole cores will go there. My gratitude. In that case, Poke, Clary, I'm leaving for delivery. I'll send Yarrow your regards. Poke, I'll return to the Forge shortly. I'm going to catch up to Root and help him deliver the first core to Ash Twin. Just make sure Yarrow receives it. Of course you are. The white hole cores are for the warp receivers. Each of the 6 receivers are being constructed at different locations, so those deliveries will be a greater pain in your cervical spine. The Howard designs in the high energy lab on Ember Twin reveal each receiver's location. Ask Yarrow, he is familiar with them. Okay, let's put this down. Let's pull this scroll out. So we have things here we need to look at. that I had not considered. Of note, Yarrow believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely the one of the warp towers on Ash Twin will never activate because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Does your romantic interest think a warp tower's alignment point is its receiver? Does he not know that a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body? That isn't an unreasonable belief, given the receiver does have to be located on or in close orbit around the relevant astral body. I seem to recall that was your understanding of warp technology at first. No, Yarrow understands the distinction. He likely doesn't realize the hourglass twins are so close together they function as a single astral body, with a shared alignment point in between them. Right, that's sort of something that we already figured out. There's the Ash Twin projection stone. Regarding the warp towers on Ash Twin, does each tower have to be perfectly aligned with the center of the astral body to which it's tuned? We don't need the alignment angle to be exact, it only needs to be within 5 degrees of the astral body's center. Of note, this gives us a slightly longer warp window. I imagine this window will last roughly several seconds. As such, any Nomai stepping onto the warp platform during the activation window will be immediately warped. We will need to be careful around the platform for the duration of the time it's active to avoid accidental transportation. I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, but if, for example, a tower's base were to shift even slightly, that tower might no longer align with its astral body. More accurately, I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, provided the next Nomai is not poke. Second statue, not active. And what, pray tell, There's no way to actually forge this. It looks mangled, and I don't see a control panel anywhere. Oh, wait a second. What is this? Huh. That doesn't really answer any questions. So we took our projection stone here, and I would like to see what this conversation was, in the off chance that we haven't already read it from another location. I have good news, Yarrow. The advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber of Ash Twin. No, it isn't. Is everything well at the forge? The core's durability could still be improved. I need more time. Ignore her, Yarrow. The core is finished, and if my sister tells you otherwise, then she'll be finished as well. Poke is only nervous. Right, we did read this one. And this, in fact, takes us to the area here. Three statues active. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 statues not active. We know one of them is here. We know one of them is in the center of the Ash Twin project. I don't think there's any way to do anything with this. Is it even going to let me pick it back up? Oh, for shame. Here, what if I remove the scroll, right? Nope. Can't pick up the core now. That's... what an oversight. Well, if I would have known that, I never would have put it down, but I guess I thought... I mistakenly thought coming in here there would be some mechanism to activate the forge. It does look a little broken though, doesn't it? a little broken, a little not in operation. Let's take a gander if we can see any controls, maybe? No, it doesn't look like it. So then our other alternative is, but again, if we could get somebody to show up here, if we could cause somebody to be here. Okay. Maybe we need to get more Hearthians locked onto statues. Right, so let's go find... Let's go find and speak with... So I'm just trying to look at the Black Hole Forge to see if there's any sort of... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. If we could speak to a Hearthian and say, hey, you need to go swing by the Black Hole Forge with me. Hold on, where's the interloper in relation to the... Okay, we have a little bit of time left. Oh man, the ship was... The ship was carried over to Ember Twin. Let's go. Yep. Ooh, and that is how you perish yourself. Okay. Okay, so we learned a couple of things. The busted warp core cannot be fixed at the Black Hole Forge, even though there was things being read that was the best solution. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Let's go see if just exactly what maybe was fleshed out on our mission computer. Alignment angle diagram, which connects to the Ash Twin Tower designs. Right. Alignment angle diagram. It's corresponding astral body. Warp platform during the active window will be immediately warped. Right. That's... I want to try something really fast. I know that we've been at this for a bit. But I very, 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 very much would like to see if I can get our dear friend Rybeck to swing by the Black Hole Forge after I've made it available. No, wait, how would they... How would they get there if it's only available through the Ash Twin? Oh, a flaw in my logic again. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, you got to put on that jetpack. It turns out there's not a lot of atmosphere on Brittle Hollow. That's okay, because I just realized it wasn't going to work anyways. Because there's no way Rybeck can get to Ash. I mean, maybe not. I think we'll just wrap it up there as I ponder my options, whether or not to just pull the core out and let everything finish, and then go to sleep. No. Oh, wake up. We're gonna roast marshmallows. Until next time, take care.